That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. You guys voted saying I should start making anime, cartoon, and TV show videos. And why not start off with Jojo's Bizarre Adventure? Yo, I don't care what anybody says. Jojo Bizarre Adventure is a top 5 anime of all time. Yo, I never read the manga, and I've been hearing rumors that this part of Jojo is the best. It's the second highest rated manga on my anime list. So I'm expecting this episode to be absolutely peak. And I know for a fact I'm the first YouTuber to make a video for part 7.
Better late than never, but never late is better.
The views been low recently, and I'm not trying to end up on the street like Franklin Saint. So without further ado, let's go Steel Ball Run. Alright, so we start off with this native guy getting chased down, and by his own kind nonetheless. Damn. It really be your own people. And right when they're about to murk him, yo, this man chose to shift gears and turn into a V12 engine. Native talking about some white man running style. Nigga, that's that black guy speed. If I squinted my eyes, it felt like I'm looking at Noah Lyles. So he escaped, and he's reading this paper about a steel ball run race. And the winner gets $50 million. Hold on. Did that say 50 million? Yo, put me in Jojo and I will be the first one to sign the contract. Yo, that's more than what Trae Young earns in the NBA. Anyways, we learned that part 7 is taking place in the 19th century. So Araki is giving us a spaghetti western. Alright, we cut to this guy and he's the organizer of the race. He's basically explaining the rules about the race. So basically, you have to travel all across America from San Diego to New York on horseback. And we see this guy who's on a wheelchair and he looks very depressed. And just from the fit, I know he's a main character. Then we cut back to this guy, balding his eyes out like Izuku Midoriya, and he's getting comforted by a girl, a woman.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Whoa, hey.
Alright, so we cut to this guy and he's signing up for the steel ball run. And I just want to say something. Yo, just peep the fit. Yo, this man should be walking the stage of Paris Fashion Week. Yo, this guy got the custom grill from Icebox as well, moving like NLE Chopper. Yo, by the way, this is a really cool way to name drop a character. Then this guy tried grabbing Jara's balls. Pause. And he fell down to his knees. Turns out he robbed him and Jara caught him in the act. Yo, this guy really thought he was a smooth criminal like Michael Jackson. But he decides to challenge Jara to a duel and ends up getting folded like origami. The guy in the wheelchair, he saw this and came running in to touch a ball. And miraculously, he stood up. Yo, Jara told bro it was luck. And when he tried running after him, he twisted his fingers to the building. We learned that the guy in the wheelchair is the Jojo of the part. And he was this once well-renowned jockey. Him and Fanchit were on a date. Then he decides to cut the line. The guy behind him said, "I've been waiting in line since yesterday." Yo, Johnny said, "You know who I am? I'm a superstar, nigga. I don't wait in no line." "That's not fair. You can't just do that." "Yo, shut your bitch ass up, little nigga." Dog, this guy looks like a crash out. I swear, people in America got no survival instinct. So security dragged this man away, and the moment he turns his back, he ends up shooting Johnny in the back. Yo, what more can I say? Turns out he became a cripple, and back in the 19th century, if you were crippled, then it's GG's. All the huzz left him, he lost all his fame, he can't even use the bathroom by himself anymore. So he's in this room with all the other amputees covered in his own dookie. He's saying, hey, change me." The doctor came and put a newspaper on his face and punched him. Dog. That's your job, to help people. Why become a nurse at that point? Yo, this man really came to collect the cash and dip. Yo, this nurse moving like a co-worker from a 9 to 5. So we cut back to Johnny and he's crawling to sign up for the steel ball run. But the guy can't even mount his horse. Then we cut to the native guy that was getting chased earlier and he's signing up for the race as well. And Buddy over the counter was being racist, talking about, man, I know you don't got no money. Yo, Sandman, he flexed on the haters by giving him an emerald. But turns out he's not gonna compete with a horse, but instead use his legs. Alright, so we reached the arrival of the race and these are the competitors. We got Mountain Tim, we got, hold on, is that Muhammad Abdul?
Yes, I am.
Yo, please Araki, yo, don't kill my nigga like last time. We got Diego Brando, which I know that's you, dear. The race is about to start and Johnny is still getting dragged. Then Johnny uses willpower to make the horse bend to his will and now they're connected like Voldemort and Harry Potter for some reason. Alright, so the race begins and everyone is off and they're ramming their horses into each other, which I low-key thought was cheating, but turns out it's allowed. So Jaro is of course in the lead because that guy's a goat, but not for too long because Muhammad Abdul is catching steam as we speak because he's using a... Yo, what type of horse is that? Nah. That's not no horse, bro. Yo, did Muhammad Abdul inject steroids into his horse? Out there looking like 2002 Triple H. But Jaro uses aimbot and throws the ball at Abdul, making the ball curve like Messi free kick against Liverpool in the 2019 Champions League. So Abdul is now out, making Jaro in the lead. Alright, so we'll cut to this guy named Poco Loco, who is supposed to be in the race, but came late. And of course, it had to be the black guy coming late. So he's on his horse and I can't lie, yo, this reminds me of Lil Nas X. Now we have Diego, who is using a shadow step like Ichigo and ends up passing Jaro. Turns out Diego is one of the greatest horse jockey and he can figure out the tail of any horse and when to make a movement. So Diego explains that Jaro horse sways slightly to the left every 8 breaths and he loses speed. Alright, so using this technique, he takes the lead ahead of Jaro. As everyone is approaching a wooden bridge, Jaro comes up with a genius idea to use the ball to lift the horse while breaking the bridge. Now Jaro is in the lead. Alright, so we see Sandman running, barefoot by the way, in the desert, and he jumps over the cliff. Dog, at this point, Sandman's in the wrong verse. Yo, he should be in the Baki or the One Punch Man universe. Alright, so Poco Loco, living up to his name, decides to jump off the cliff and almost ends up dying but uses his RNG to survive. Poco Loco somehow manages to catch up to Johnny. Then this nigga, feeling like the luckiest man in the world, decides to close his eyes and relies on his RNG to carry him. Surprisingly, it's actually working and he's dodging all the obstacles like Neo from the Matrix. Yo, Poco Loco even started doing the speed face. Yo, Jaro sees this and says,
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
and he of course uses the ball to make the tree hit him. But Poco Loco's RNG is way too strong and he's still in the race getting dragged by his horse. As they're approaching a steep hill, Poco Loco ends up breaking his horse ankle like James Harden and fall down. But he's actually using a cow's bone to slide down. Yo, Poco Loco is my favorite character so far. Yo, this nigga really entertaining. Yo, Jaro must be thinking that this man is using hacks like phase rugs. Yo, Jaro spins the block again and uses the ball and throws it at a stone, hoping it would knock Poco Loco off. But this ends up inadvertently helping Sandman, who uses it as a stepping stone, and he is now in the lead. So they're about to reach the finish line and all the main characters decide to go all turbo. Then Jaro gave Johnny some respect and said, hey, I thought you were a bum, but nah. You're low-key tough, but I just want to tell you something. There's levels to this shit. Jaro uses the ball once more to propel him like a sailboat and now he's in the lead. And I don't care if I get copyrighted. Yo, listen to the music! Yo, this scene had me turning up my speakers all the way up. Had me locked in to see who's going to win the race. Anyways, Jara wins and hits the All My pose, and Johnny narrates about how this made him metaphorically stand up again. And just like that, episode 1 is finished. And yeah, definitely the best JoJo episode by far. And I can't wait until the next episode. If you guys want me to cover more videos like this, tell me in the comment section below. This is a bit of an experiment, so if it doesn't really, pay off, then I'll probably stick back to my normal content. But for now, it's been me. I love you guys. I'm out.